The show is about to begin.
Punches a base hit the other way, does low. Here comes Garcia. Alvarez turns on a ball. There it goes. Yordan Alvarez gets the Astros on the board.
Get ready for instant reaction to Rangers Astros Game 2. This is FT Postgame Live.
You are now listening to Foul Territory. Welcome to the show.
Ooh, how we doing? Game 2 of the Astros Rangers ALCS is done. The Rangers take both games in Houston, Texas, which is actually pretty on brand. Scotty Braun, AJ Pierzynski, and Eric Kratz, because the Astros kind of suck at home this year, and that continues.
40-44 in the year. 1-3 this postseason, and did not play well again. First inning, that game was over in the first inning. You go down 4-0 against Eovaldi, and the way the Rangers bullpen, which has been their miss all year, that game was over, Kratzy, in the first inning. As soon as old Framber chucked that ball down the right field line, this ball game is over.
I mean, I was surprised he was in there that long. Maton was warming up, but they didn't go to him. But it was definitely over. It just allowed Eovaldi to just throw strikes. Who cares if Yordan hits a dinger against them? They're still up by 3.
What happened to Framber?
I mean, well, he pitched awful in the DS too against Minnesota. He gave up 5. This is my thing for him. He's too emotional. So got that problem. But the other thing is he throws harder now and his balls are elevated more. So he used to be like 92, 93. Now he's like 95, 96. The ball didn't have as much time to sink. And he said he went into the offseason trying to throw harder. Well, it hasn't worked. And then ever since he threw that no-hitter, he has not been good.
No, and it's probably the biggest problem, Kratz, for the Astros if they're going to keep moving along in the postseason.
I mean, the biggest problem is they can't keep the Rangers off the board. So, yeah, it's Framber. I mean, Framber, if he's your number 2, you're leaning on this guy, and it's a prime case of velocity does not always play with the sinker. And, you know, you talk about a ground ball guy. He got ground balls early, but it just wasn't, you know, he's up in the zone. If you're a ground ball guy and you're getting 6 punchies in 2 2/3, I don't know if that's what the game plan you're looking for there. And the Rangers, you got to give them credit. They pieced together some till Heim's dinger. They were just piecing together hits.
Yeah, unraveled quickly. And on the other end, it looked like it could have unraveled for the Rangers in the bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded, no outs. Eovaldi left in the game after knocks from Brantley and Chaz, and finally Josh Young making a big mistake there on a tough hop. Was it a tough hop?
Yeah. I mean, it was an
Fair
error. It was an error, but it wasn't an easy play. But
Yainer Diaz. That's
happen.
When you push your button. Yainer
he pushed
Diaz.
It. 0 for 8 in the postseason, 0 for 9, 0 for 10 postseason.
Struck out, chasing a curveball.
But he was 0 for 7 into that at bat, and he got 2 more. He's 0 for 10 so far. The guy that all the Astros fans were clamoring for. Oh, we need Yainer Diaz. We need him to play.
He will.
I mean, no offense. He's going to be a great player. He hit a bunch of homers in the regular season. As Dusty Baker said, he's going to be an all-star. But, man, it's why Maldonado's back there. And, there was 2 huge at-bats for me in that game. One was the Yainer Diaz bat with no outs, right? Punch out. And then obviously Altuve punch out, but bases loaded, no outs. You got to at least get 1 in. And then the other bat for me was Chaz McCormick in the 8th. 9 straight balls. Kratzy, tell me what you think here. 9 straight balls Leclerc had thrown. Chaz McCormick swings at a ball off the plate. You cannot swing the bat in that situation. I'm sorry.
Nope. Not even, I mean, even if you think, okay, I'm looking for a ball up, out, over, and that cutter slider was 94 painted down and away, tip your cap. You are looking for nothing there. You just want to hope you look like you were going to swing the bat. Or even just stand there.
Do the old Little League fake bunt thing where you go like this with your bat and wave it in front of the plate, like anything. But that got him back in the count. That got him back in the game. Really?
Because it was absolutely. It was a borderline pitch. It was right on that bottom down and away corner. There's no telling he's going to call that a strike, especially like 9 straight. Is that what you said? 9 straight, or was it 8 straight?
9 straight balls. It was 9 straight balls. Because he walked Abreu on 4 straight because Abreu didn't stop chasing, and then he walked Brantley on 4 fastballs that were basically pitch outs. He didn't want any part of Brantley.
Nothing.
And then he threw ball 1 to McCormick, to Chaz, our guy, and then he swung at one that would have been ball 10 in a row. The whole key for the Astros.
No, he just threw that one changeup to Brantley, and I was like, are they pitching around Brantley here? Like, the guy's just called off the bench. You have the whole outer lane away from Brantley to do no damage to you, but maybe I don't know. I don't think they're pitching around him. They just didn't throw strikes.
Well, I think he wasn't pitching around him. It was the old unintentional, if we have to face McCormick, we'll take our chances with the righty against Leclerc. And that's what they got. And then 9 in a row, and you get him to swing at a pitch that was probably going to be ball 10. I mean, it could have been ball 12, and Vaughn has walked, the bases loaded, right? But the thing is what the Astros are. Listen, the Astros at least got Altuve up, but in that situation, when you get down to the bottom of the order, your whole goal is like, we got to get Bregman. How do we get Tucker, Alvarez? How do we get those guys back up, right? And, swinging it. Listen, I've been there. I've swung at pitches I probably shouldn't have. It's hard, but there's a time where you play the scoreboard and you play what's happening, and 9 balls in a row, you don't swing.
That's where you need a hitting coach meeting. You have pitching coach meetings. Pitching coach comes out, settles the guy down. Hitting coach has to be like, time out, walk to the batter's box and go, hey, take the pitch.
No, do the old Little League with the bat. Where it distracts them. I don't know, but listen, Eovaldi getting out of the bases loaded, no outs and no runs, huge. Obviously, he gave up 3. Okay, fine. But he still pitched a great game. And again, when you go down 4-0 in playoff games in the first inning, that is a huge hole to climb out of. It is so hard in a playoff game. Especially when you're down 1-0 in the series already, you're at home, you haven't played well at home, it is a struggle.
Is that why Bochy feels better leaving in Eovaldi in that spot, or does he leave him in anyway?
Well, that's his guy. I mean, what's been the weakness of the Rangers the whole year until the playoffs?
Their bullpen.
Exactly.
It's just funny because I think Jordan Montgomery, Nate Eovaldi, guys on the Rangers that are giving them 6-ish innings are actually making money for all of free agent starting pitchers right now, because people like to copy teams that are successful, and they're like, wow, look, the Rangers let their starters go 6 innings even when they're in trouble.
Did you watch Foul Territory today?
I actually, well, kind of.
But
felt like I was there.
What did I say? Who wins most series? Not most, almost all. Whoever starting pitcher has been better. Last night, Monty was better than Verlander. Tonight, Eovaldi was clearly better than Framber.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who's up 2-0?
That would be Texas.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. That's the problem. Teams that do the bullpen thing, even the Dodgers in 2020, when they won, their starters were better than the Rays, which is a big thing to say. Go back and look at it. Except for Blake Snell when they took him out. Other than that, the starters for the Dodgers were better.
That's right. Well, and they did some piggybacking, didn't they?
No, yeah, but their starters still did better than the Rays did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have to go back and look at it, but I don't know.
Well, Nate Eovaldi is our player of the game.
Foul Territory Player of the Game.
That's right. So, Nate Eovaldi started off brilliantly this season. Cy Young looking candidate. Got hurt. You get worried that he's going to be able to recover and come back. Doesn't look good when he comes back. Turns it on for the playoffs. I mean, this is a dude you want in these spots at this point.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Kratz, he has earned the right to pitch in big games for this ball club. Did you cross paths with him?
No, I missed him. I can't believe I missed him because the guys that I followed him after he was in New York. Gardy talked about him like Gardy doesn't talk about any pitchers, and Gardy loves Nate Eovaldi. He's like that. He's like that with all the guys that I've talked to. Guys in Boston, y'all remember what he did in that extra inning game? He ended up losing, giving up. I think he threw 100. Was it 105 pitches through 6 innings in extra innings? He got the loss. Gave up that walk-off to Max Muncy. That's what this guy does. I faded him first start of the postseason. Coming into what he was doing at the end of the year, shoot, it started when he came back and threw 35 pitches against these guys in the regular season. And Bochy even said, he's like, maybe we brought him back a tick too early, but we built his pitch count up. It was amazing what he's done.
And Bruce Bochy's done a really nice job managing this team and a bullpen that had an ERA in the high fours during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
It's been much better. Jose Leclerc's been awesome. Dude's making every penny of what he signed. Kind of an early career contract long term. And initially he was hurt a lot, and it's working out for Texas. I'll tell you that. Kyle Tucker's got to get going. That was one name that stood out to me, while Yordan Alvarez is just a one-man wrecking crew. All I remember from the last series with the Astros and Twins is like, there was this annoying dude on the broadcast, and he was like, you probably shouldn't pitch to Yordan Alvarez. And he kept doing stuff, and it's still going on right now.
Who said that? Who would ever say something like that?
This Homer dude. He was such a big fan of the Twins and the Astros. It was so annoying. He kept rooting for both teams and then going against both teams.
Yep.
Anyway, it was AJ. He was on the Fox broadcast, but he was like, Yordan's the guy that you circle. Kratz has said the same thing on Foul Territory. Yordan's the guy that you circle. And today, he did punish them, but they were solo homers. The Astros out-homered the Rangers.
Second time all postseason that it's happened where you lose.
Right. So it was 15-1. Teams out-homering their opponent, winning games. And then that changed to now 15-2 today, because if you hold the team to solo homers, they don't hurt as much. Plus, yes, you had the unconventional start there where Framber was beat up pretty early on. Any changes there early on? I mean, you kind of have to go both ways with praising a guy like Bochy for riding Nate Eovaldi a little bit, but on the other end, if you see Framber like that,
you got
contact.
But usually he settles down. You're not. They weren't. But and you don't count on him giving up that many that quickly either. Like 4 in the first, that's a lot. Like 1 or 2 you can deal with, but you also don't want to ruin him for if he has to pitch later on.
You're saying if you let him throw too many tosses in one inning?
No, meaning like you don't want to ruin his confidence.
Yeah. I mean, even I think what happened just there definitely hurts the confidence, and he ends up only going 2 2/3 innings. So he's probably feeling pretty pissed off right now, Kratz. And also, he has not been as good fielding his position, especially this year.
No, he can't throw to the bases.
Right.
He's got like the yippies.
But I think this year even worse than usual, and he got 2 errors on that play, fielding and throwing.
Really?
I believe so, right, Kratz?
Yep. Yeah. He fumbled it, and then he tossed it into the right field. He tried to play catch with Tucker.
That wasn't good.
No, it's a problem. I mean, a lot of things are going the Rangers' way right now, and then they get to take this series home. Not that I think that'll make a huge difference. I don't really feel like home field advantage means much.
This is like the 2019 World Series all over it.
Road teams keep winning.
Well, the road teams won every game in that series.
And Christian Javier is slated next to, right? It's
Christian
Javier
3
against Mad Max, who's officially announced the Game 3
yeah.
starter.
That's where it's going to get interesting, because Javier is going to go 5 probably, and Max. How many?
Yeah, but you have
Dunning, you have Heaney, you have everybody.
Insurance options.
But then you have Game 4 with John Gray and go
more insurance options.
I mean, I guess
they have 3+ insurance options, which is fantastic.
3+? Was it State Farm?
I feel like
it's Bradford. It's Perez and Heaney. It's 4, right?
I think instead of Gray, because you're not going to get very many innings out of Gray. Scherzer, he's going to be beamed out of his mind, carrying the suitcases all around the mound. He might be able to give you 5. I think you should probably get 3 out of him. But to me, Gray, I bring Heaney in. I start Heaney. I know it's not the sexy pick. It's not one of your better starters. But you tell him you throw 50% curveballs, which this team up and down the lineup struggles with curveballs. And then you get one time through the lineup with Gray, and then you go to your boys. You match up the rest of the lineup. And that's, to me, that would be what I would look into. I'm not saying they haven't. I'm just saying that it's not just auto, oh, John Gray's ready, we're putting him in. Scherzer? Yeah. Scherzer, you go out there. You're one of the guys. You've earned it. I trust what you're feeling and what you got out there.
My thing too on the Texas side offensively, man, when they're riding, they're riding. And the bottom of that order is not easy to deal with. You're probably looking at the Rangers order and circling Seager to an extent. And Kratz, I mean, if you're drawing up a game plan, are you looking at the bottom and go, all right, well, Yordan Alvarez, this dude swings a lot. That's our guy. We're going to get him. So at least at the bottom there, we got an auto out. Oh, wait, he's on fire.
Yeah.
Leotis Taveras, he had the big homer. There's such a big hole in that swing. You need your pitchers to execute to him. I think the guy that extends that lineup a ton is Josh Young. I think his at-bats are – I get it. That's what I mean. Like, I just think his at-bats are something you don't see out of the 8-hole. I think it's something that Astros have to execute to be able to get through the bottom of that order, especially if Jonah Heim starts hitting dingers and coming up with big RBI hits. Like, it just – I remember when you were in there, AJ, earlier in the season, you were talking about how the bottom of this order after – what did you say? After 4 – is just nothingness. And tonight they had Young was out. Carter wasn't up yet.
Garcia was out.
Yeah. So you all of a sudden you have to put Garver in the 4-hole. Then you have Heim, whoever else they had called up, Nate Lowe, and then you have Young back. And I think the Astros need to execute better in the lanes, and I think that's why Verlander did well. Verlander was executing in the lanes while his stuff wasn't ridiculous in the sense of swing and miss. He got his strikeouts because he was never going into their area, into their happy zones.
I mean, also props to Jonah Heim, his first home run of the playoffs, smacked a cutter. It was just a really nice approach from the Rangers.
It was just a good game by the.
It's a great game.
Another good game by the Rangers. It's like they do this every. I mean, are they ever going to lose?
What do you think?
I mean,
right now they're at 7 straight. If I set the over under at
6 on the road too.
Mm-hmm.
6 of them are on the road.
What are you setting the line at?
If I set the over under at 8.5, are you taking the under or the over?
They're at 6 or 7.
7.
7. So you're saying, will they win 2 more in a row in Texas? No.
I think the Rangers are going to. I mean, the Astros are going to win a game. They're not going to get swept.
Yeah. I think they're going to win a game. I think I mean, you could say a lot's on Max, but you don't know how deep he's going to go. I mean, Christian Javier is good.
He is good.
He's playoff good. He's a little crazy,
but is he good against this Rangers?
No, not as good.
He was really good against the Twins because they chased the ball up in the zone.
Yes.
Rangers do the same thing, though. Yeah, that was the whole thing that Smoltz kept saying about Verlander. He's got to throw the ball up.
Right. So if Javier does his invisible upstairs, he's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no one hits Javier, especially in the playoffs. Look at his numbers in the playoffs. They're crazy good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not Brian Abreu or Ryan Presley good, but he's close. And remember, listen, two times in a row now. Phillies, World Series last year. Astros go down 2-1. Who's starting? Christian Javier on the road.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out?
Well.
No hitter.
Very well.
1-1, go to Minnesota, game 3. Everyone's like, the Astros are in trouble. How'd that work out? He went, 6 shutout, 5 shutout, whatever it was?
9 punchies, 5 walks.
Yeah. I mean,
the craziest line ever.
He can't do that against the Rangers, but, but no runs was the key. It's an interesting spot everyone's in right now, and the Astros play better on the road.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, listen, Globe Life Field, whatever the hell it's called in Texas, Globe Life Stadium, it's going to be freaking rocking, dude. It's going to be rocking.
It is. My only thing is, I don't think the Astros care.
No, the Astros don't care, but it's going to be rocking.
Yeah, it is.
Key for the Astros, I'll say it. I say it every time. They got to score first. You got to score first. When you're down in the series, you got to score first. If you're the Rangers, you jump on them like you did today, it's going to be over.
I think the Rangers have only trailed, I want to say, for like 9 innings the entire playoffs out of the 7 games that they've played.
Pretty good.
It's a lot of leading. Yeah. And lastly, Yordan Alvarez feel better, but Astros fans are like, not too much better because that works. He has a virus, apparently.
He does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The virus
he
of
felt
hitting
better
homers.
today.
He felt better today? Yeah, clearly. I mean, I also think Monty in game one had a pretty good game plan against him. Those were some good pitches. Also, you looked at the box. There was like nothing even. I mean,
Well,
technically, the only strikes were borderline strikes on the edge.
he was good against him.
He had a good game plan against Yordan, but he got 2. So we're going to do this again after the Arizona Diamondbacks Philadelphia Phillies NLCS Game 1 with the Battle of the Zacks, Wheeler against Gallen. You can also watch us on Foul Territory every single weekday, 1 to 3 Eastern. We start on Stadium, and then we ride it out on our Foul Territory YouTube channel. Many different previews and post-game clips here as well on these games.
By the way, you guys were talking about Yordan having the virus.
Yeah.
He had Montgomeryitis. There's certain people that used to get itises against certain pitchers. Like you'd go into a city and you'd be facing like a Hall of Famer. You're like, oh, you got Pedro-itis or you got Randy-itis or
the one for a while for lefties was Chris Sale-itis.
Yeah, Sale-itis.
Sale-itis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Understood.
Yordan's better though, but he needs some help. I think Tucker's the key. Tucker's got to get going.
Tucker's had a bad postseason.
He's been really quiet.
Yeah.
He started messing with the batting gloves and the no batting gloves and to me it's like
Led the league in RBIs.
Yeah. I was one of the best players in the game overall this year, but does that mean like it's in his head? Like, hey, shit, I got to figure it out because it's not the batting. I mean, he can hit with batting gloves or without batting gloves. He's done plenty of both. I mean, mostly no batting gloves, but he put him on this year for a while. I'm not really concerned.
Was it the shoes for Framber Valdez in the first inning when he went from white to black?
Maybe. Or it's the batter's eye in Houston.
I think that's
if you watched Foul Territory, we talked all about that too, but most people said it was a total nothing story. So anyway, we will see everyone for postgame of the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. If you like this, let us know and we'll do more of it for Przinski and Kratz. I'm Braun. See you for the next one.